Hi, this is Mary, and I'm with Emmy, and she's going to talk about her experience of healing her sexuality through her creative process.
Thank you, Mary. So, one of the hardest experiences of my life was the grief that I went through after separating from a deeply loving relationship for 6 years. We traveled the world together, and then I had to learn how to live on my own when we separated. And the level of grief and anguish and separation and loss and devastation of everything that I thought that I knew about who I was and what my life was it was devastating. And somehow, with the work that I had been able to do with you, and from what I've learned from you and from our students in this class time and time again, I mean, obviously making a soundtrack of what I'm going through and listening to that soundtrack of songs that relate to what I'm going through. And there was somebody that named Gerald that I worked with that was such an amazing artist, and he painted 3 paintings in a series over a period of 3 years. The first painting was called Lovers, and it was everything that I was desperately missing and wanting to have again one day in my life, this experience of being a lover, and all these different metaphors throughout this painting. And then the second painting was called Witnessing, and it was after 2 years of not having sex with anybody and not being in a partnership with anybody, and realizing exactly what I wanted inside of that fire, that relationship, of that experience of being the lover and the beloved inside that fire, and just witnessing that. And the third painting was up close and personal, where there was stretch marks and saggy breasts and just like a really, really close-up of my body. And I was holding in my hands, balancing the difficulties that I've had with my body, which is with my sexuality. I was holding that same fire that was in this picture. I was holding that fire, and I was also holding food, because food, I've always been challenged in bringing spirituality into the way that I eat and bringing spirituality into my sexuality. And so then the final progression of where this led to is that in your class one day, we were just drawing. It was a sexuality class, healing your sexuality class, and I drew this vagina, and inside of this vagina was me looking at myself in the mirror, and it was so beautiful, this picture. It was called Untouched and Beautiful, and even though I wasn't being touched by anybody or being told that I was beautiful, I just was so clear, like, how gorgeous this picture was, and I just realized that I am, even if nobody tells me that I am.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Mary. Oh, thank you for sharing your story.